Hello, Ishar Dash and a Krena Crash, and welcome to the BoyTown podcast.
I think that can just work as a start because we're all rolling.
Alright, okay, well that's legit Irish. It's more West Coast Irish than it is East Coast.
Is that a new hat?
Yeah, man, I literally, look at this hair, it's terrible, so I just had to put something on the cover.
It looks like a building site, and it's just all apprentices have worked on it.
On my head?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Some of it has cement in it, other parts don't.
And it's not like, they're not UK and Ireland based workmen. You know, they've come from Turkey. And on the evenings they do veneers for the UVF.
Can you put your hat the front way around, because you kind of look like a pensioner Fred Durst the other way around.
Fred Dope, that's I am.
Nah,
Fred Durst more like. Fred burst and floated down a river dead.
Dead blurred. Doesn't even know.
Whoa, that's gone very dark very quick.
Dead blurred, that's the metal band you were in, isn't it?
Yep, it is, alright. Major shout out to their new sponsors this week, Dave Batista and his coffee range.
It says barista, you donut.
No, you think I'm dyslexic? Idiot.
You were giving Ben something because you came in. You were very, very late.
I put my hands up into the sky and I say, "I'm sorry."
Yeah,
things got
takes
the
a
better
big
of
man
me.
to do that.
Benner normally gives me a lift. Today phoned me 2 minutes before he was like leaving the house too late. And I
you specifically requested he didn't drive it tonight.
I had to
so
look
that
after,
you wouldn't be late.
I had to look after my family.
He was so early.
I know. Sorry, but you know what they say?
Shit guy.
Divas live forever in the minds of the fans.
Yeah.
There we go. Speaking of divas, right? Gemma Collins in that list. I want to talk about her.
Okay.
She's my big mate.
She goes on the set list. So man, how are you? Apart from being all over the place and looking like you might die in the next 6 to 7 minutes.
I mean, hey, if I can last to 10.
Yeah.
I have a wee bit of a cold. The cold has, inflicted potential death to me. It's given me AIDS.
You shouldn't die from the cold.
It's given me AIDS.
Yeah.
Autoimmune deficiency syndrome.
Yeah.
Which means if you get sick, you don't get better. And I've been sick for 3 weeks now and I've not got better. So, yeah, I basically think that's...
Feeling sorry for yourself?
No, you know me.
You're stubborn at Ben's hair.
Yeah, because it's very, very set. It's like it's like a block of thick hair. I know I'm just jealous because I'm a balding guy, but I mean, it's very much like you should have a yellow face and little hands like that. I feel with that hair.
Oh, what a racist bastard!
Yeah, because you look like a wee Lego dude, but it's cute. I like it. I feel like there's no product in it, or it's just too thick for product. You two thick head guys with your no need for product, whereas me, I need not only hair gel, I need spray, I need boot polish,
cement,
I need Ron seal, I need varnish, and that's why I'm wearing a hat, because believe it or not, they didn't all come. No, I'm never getting a hair transplant. You know what happens?
I'll pay for it, but we have to get it done by somebody's shit.
No, I'm not
I'll fund it.
I will do that, and then if I can fund you getting your teeth done.
Yeah, so we go to Turkey, a BoyTown trip to Turkey for the weekend.
Oh no.
And it's just called the Procedure Special.
Yeah.
And it's mystery procedures.
Yeah, and then Ben gets whiskers. You just get him whiskers.
He'd love that. He's obsessed with the musical Cats.
He is.
Memories.
Have you heard of the porn version that's called?
No.
Twats. Ben watches that all the time with the laptop as well.
Okay, dude.
Yeah.
But listen.
Do you ever wonder what channels the Snake Rat has?
Listen.
A full dick covered in snakeskin. It's very if you can covet the dick of a snake rat in the wild,
yeah.
I mean, you're selling that to poachers. I'm talking about 20k just off
the Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Yeah, you're just getting that
niche banter from me there.
Yeah.
But how are you? Do the UK?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm glad to be here.
The listeners and viewers might be concerned about you. They'll be like, God, is he alright? Is everything alright?
Yeah, no, man, I'm dope.
You're not dope.
Man, I'm dope and I'm swag and I'm feeling some kind of way.
Yeah, you look good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at myself in this camera, and I mean, I do look grey. I'm the colour of the Undertaker, and that's not a sweet look.
So you know the way you change jobs?
Yes.
Somebody told my wife that their friend now works with you. Yeah. Do you like that? Oh, do you know about this?
Yeah, because
right.
Someone I work with came to me and said her friend works with your wife.
Wow.
And I went,
whoa.
And I was like, oh, myself slabbering at that guy now.
Yeah.
It's getting back. But yeah, it's true.
Right.
Small world, and you know what I mean? Like, you only live once and you have to do these things. And guys, live for your dreams and fight for what you believe in. Otherwise, you just aren't who you say you are.
Hey man, do you watch Mindhunter?
Yes.
Right. That's what I want to talk to you about.
Any
because
question about Mindhunter, I'll answer it.
Who was the director of photography?
Well, Gary O'Driscoll.
Oh, Gary O'Driscoll.
Yeah. Also the doctor of Arsenal, formerly of the Ireland rugby team. But hey,
Because I've watched half an episode and I'm enjoying it.
off the first series.
Yeah. Do you think I like it?
Yeah. Tell you like Peaky Blinders. It's better than that.
Peaky fucking Blind. See the last episode of Peaky Blinders? It was great. Oh, this is the program Peaky Blinders you don't watch, but
you know
you've
what?
seen every episode currently up to date. That's
See,
so weird.
since the first episode of last series,
Yeah.
I just went, it's a no from me, and I've stopped watching it.
Oh, you haven't seen any
Nope.
since then?
Nah, I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I think it's stupid.
You don't agree with it?
Nope.
What do you mean you don't agree
I
with
don't
it?
agree with everyone being like, oh, Peaky Blinders, oh, Peaky Blinders, oh, it's the fucking best TV show ever. Fuck off. Shit. Only like Peaky Blinders, you know, and bleep that bit because it's offensive, but you know what I mean. People without a brain that functions for themselves, sheep. People are like, I've seen Peaky, but they like it. Do you know what I mean? It's people that follow the crowd.
You think people lie about liking it?
Yeah, they don't like it. And like, you know who the biggest losers in the world are? People that legitimately wear Peaky Blinders hats like they're cool. Hey guy, Peaky Blinders was like in the 1930s or some shit. It's not sweet.
No.
40s?
No, before.
It's 20s?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's obviously, you know what happened to people in the 20s?
What?
They gave birth in houses and died. Do you mean they didn't have medical care? You advance with
They
medical.
didn't have sweet skin
You
fades anyway.
advance with technology. Advance with fashion.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What I'm saying is wear vinyl. Do you know what I mean? Stop dressing like, what happens? See and then if you're a girl
Yeah.
and you see a guy and you're like, oh, it's a guy in a Peaky Blinders hat.
Oh,
You know,
fuck.
too much.
Please don't ever again.
Do you know?
I'll pay for you to go to Turkey to have a hair transplant,
Yeah.
and as part of that deal, you can never do that noise again.
Okay, and you know what the worst thing was? I saw a guy who's a lookalike of Tommy Shelby.
Yeah, I
and you know
saw
what he
him too.
doesn't look like? Tommy Shelby. He's just a guy who looks like he's probably on a wee bit of heroin.
Can
And
you
his
arrange,
eyes are sunken in.
can you arrange with Ben to put that photo up, because it's
Oh.
one of the funniest videos I've ever seen.
Oh my god, it's not sweet look.
No, it's not sweet at all.
Not sweet, but I mean the guys earning money and girls are probably flapping to it. Do you know what I mean?
Where's this energy come
Flapping
from?
to the
You
blinders.
say flapping, you do
Oh.
that like you're playing a bass
Yeah,
in
but
AC/DC.
that's how you play. You get one hand. This is how if I was a girl, I'd masturbate. One hand on my boob and the other just slapping. And I would just play my punani like a bass, and that's what we're talking about.
What would you play?
Oh,
What
funky!
song?
Hit that funky music, white boy, and I'd be squirting breast milk because I'd be pregnant. I'd just be a real loose bass player.
Oh, you're definitely loose.
Yeah, I'm definitely. Oh man, I don't know what's. Is anyone else feeling like there's something in this coffee?
If you had to pay for me to get 3 procedures done in Turkey, mystery procedures, I just agreed to it, and I basically I get knocked out,
Yeah.
and when I wake up, I've got 3 new procedures. What would you get me?
First procedure would be all the hair removed from around here, so it'd just be a complete line, but you could never grow these wee bits again. Then I would also incorporate like a pulling device on the back so I can pull your ears tighter. But when you get older and you start getting wrinkles, you can tighten it a bit. Like that's what Katie Price has, just this whole
Yeah.
pushed back face. And
Yeah.
then last but not least, probably have your teeth reduced.
What do you mean?
Just like saw down a wee bit, make them a wee bit smaller, and maybe put a slight gap in them just so you can sing better like me.
Oh
Yeah, I feel that's what you need.
If I had to get 3 procedures for
Oh,
you,
no, here we go. He asked me this question just so you can tell. You've been sitting today going,
I would probably get. I'll definitely get your ball bag put in your forehead for sure.
but then
just to
what,
kick
where
off.
my testicles go?
Oh, they're in. No, I would put them in your dick.
Oh,
Yeah, just like at the back, if you know what I mean.
so it looked like some kind of hammer, like a hammerhead shark. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
a hammerhead shark. Yeah.
Yeah, well, just a mouse with big fat ears. Really, just a mouse nose peeking out of a hole with these big fat ears.
Is it a hammerhead, or is it one of those fish in the foot spas in the shopping centres?
Whatever, hey, you put your feet in there and it will nibble on your toes. Just so you watch out.
You're a wee nibbler. I get you that. I would get the gap in your teeth doubled.
Oh, well.
I just think that'd be great fun.
I just look like anybody with 2 front teeth out there.
Yeah.
Alright, mate.
Oh. You know, you know when a lunatic is around and you could talk to anyone? Yeah, Ben, right? You know you could talk to anyone, but you know for a fact, you just have a feeling he's going to talk to you.
Yeah.
I was in the gym yesterday. This guy
yeah.
comes up to me.
It wasn't Dennis, was it?
No, he looks like he's in gym gear, a couple of years younger than us. He looks fair enough. And then I realised he has a massive shiner, like a massive black eye.
Oh, I thought you meant like the Man U crest from the sticker book. And if
No.
there's a magpie that loves the stickers, it's you.
This guy's also missing a front tooth.
Oh, no.
Comes up to me, he goes,
Sorry.
excuse you, comes up to me, he goes, this is his opening gambit, he goes, I grabbed the cunt by the throat, and I was like, oh flip, I nearly dropped my 50k dumbbell.
You
And I
just said
said,
my mate Dave plays his guitar like that.
I said, he goes, the cunt grabbed me by the throat, and then he had me up, and then I threw a dig at him, and then he's giving me some shinery, knocked my tooth out, and he was mental, isn't it? And I went, yeah. And then he just went over to the exercise bike, and then there's just this guy, I don't think I'll ever see him at the gym again, but he had the best tactic that I'd like more people to employ, and I might start doing. There was a PT giving a session to this guy, and this mental guy just walked over, just stood like right beside him, took in all the info the guy was giving the guy, and then just started going to do the reps.
I like that.
That's like a city walking tour,
Yeah.
and then you just join in, you just follow them.
But that's great, because the only thing is, we tried to do that in Washington.
Right.
And they were like, have you paid? And I went, yeah. And they went, what's your name? And I went, hey. And they just walked away.
Why can you not afford it?
Because I didn't want to pay. I wanted to get something for nothing. I wanted to be a thief. Man, sometimes I wake up in the day, I'm like, hey, I feel like doing a bit of stealing today.
Speaking of thieves, we have to talk about the greatest video that's come out of... It's one of the greatest videos that's come out of here in the last while, but the fellas that tried to steal the car in Botanic.
Oh, fuck, I was wondering where I was
in
going
broad
with it.
daylight.
Yeah.
First of all, why are you stealing that car? It's like a yellow
Because,
Honda or
see,
something.
when you're on... Like, I mean, I can't speak on behalf of those guys. Personal
You
experience.
can, they're your brother.
When I'm on chemicals, my head's not right.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes a bit doolally.
Mm-hmm.
I think a yellow car might just be a transformer.
Right.
I'm taking that.
Yeah.
And then it can just walk me straight back over past the Boston Falls to West Belfast, where inevitably they live. And and that's what it would do. So I think that's what those boys are at. But
Ben, have you seen this video?
he actually recorded.
One of the best things about it is that just sums people up nowadays, that some guy just recorded the whole thing
Yeah.
and didn't help, and like the Indian restaurant staff are like trying their best, and then all of a sudden
Do you
it's
have
just
facts that it was Indian, not Chinese?
the best part of it is it's kind of like the Royal Rumble in that they're just all the entrants, and then number 30 comes out, and it's just like a middle-aged Belfast woman with a brush shaft.
Yeah.
And her tactics were great because she wasn't just like swinging it,
Yeah.
she was pushing them with it.
I know that would be sore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really sore. And she was like, I don't think it was any of their cars,
No.
but I just loved that they stuck up for her.
But I like that, and I feel like there was a couple of like student boys in the background. You're like, lads, these are young, fit and healthy.
Get involved.
Go and just hold them. I mean,
Yeah.
hold them in a position, like get them in a choke.
I wouldn't like to do that in
Habib
case they
them.
started slabbering on me or something.
Habib them though.
Yeah.
Habib.
But what if they start what?
Habib.
Khabib, the fighter.
Habib Nurmagomedov.
I
Habib.
see. He said that he's like, oh, you want to raise loads of money for Africa, and he's
Yeah.
gone, why don't they just build like a massive stadium for 100,000 people, and I'll come and fight in it for free. It's like,
Yeah.
hey man, it's probably going to cost a lot of money to build a stadium.
But you don't know how much Habib is worth. You know.
I'd say he's worth 20 million now. But
See,
it'll be more.
you know
Probably
what-
even less. Probably.
You know what I'd say if I was his advisor? I'd be like, guy, get a better hair and beard. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? You do. You don't look sweet. And get that
He
ear
doesn't.
syringed.
Do we take him to Turkey with us?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think Khabib's one of these guys that with a few beers in them, he might lose a run of himself.
Speaking of fighters, right?
Oh no, you're not going to show me Dell, are you?
I want you to set this up for everyone.
The best thing.
Who is Derek Chisora?
Derek Chisora. Well, you know what? First and foremost, Derek Chisora's definitely shown a few signs this week of losing a run of himself. I'll explain later. But Derek Chisora is a British heavyweight boxer, and I think he's in the top 10 nowadays. He's currently, his last fight, like a big fight, was against Dylan White when Derek got knocked out. Derek's a big stonehead. Like, you can batter him. The odd time you'll get through and he'll just clonk out, like, but most of the time you batter him for 12 rounds and he loses some points. But he's a great guy. But basically, Derek Chisora, I just want to say what he's losing a run of himself. He put a post on Instagram being
seen
like,
Ben, you've seen this?
he put a post on Instagram basically saying like R.I.P. Robert Mugabe, hero of Africa. I'm like, hey, if you don't know, we banter about Mugabe, but he's a bit of a sly guy. You know, he's kind of a real dickhead, you know, realistically. But now Dell put it up, and all these people commenting and being like, "Oh, Derek, did you mean to do that?" And he's like, "Yeah." But long story short, Derek's at this press conference for his fight coming up the weekend.
Can I just double check? We're not giving Mugabe a shout out in this.
I've
podcast.
already done it on my own podcast. Respect Robert, and do you know that's why my middle name's Robert?
Okay.
Yeah.
And your other middle name's Mugabe.
Yeah. But so Derek's at this press conference, and for some reason he doesn't know the lineup at the show. And there's a couple of guys. I think it's Taylor versus Progress.
Yeah.
Is like the main fight, and they're like are they like lightweights or something? Middleweights.
Yeah.
Middleweights, but they're. I mean, I like boxing, and I've not really heard of them that much. I've heard a bit, but I mean, not like.
Is it Josh Taylor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Derek's like.
Derek goes to the press conference and doesn't know he's not headlining the bill.
But he's just in the middle of it, and he's like,
I've got it.
"Oh, right, just play. It's fucking great. Ben, can you put this up in the corner?"
So the way these normally work, aren't they, is like you go, it's been a good training camp, and I'm excited for the fight, and you know, feeling good about this one.
What I love about it, it's just Derek. It's as if it just hits him. He's like,
a couple questions on this to just clear right now as we see up here. Who's the main event of this fight?
Who's the
main event? Yeah.
By the way, this is me when I go to any comedy night and find out I'm opening instead of closing the show. Me showing up the robberies and Colin's like, "Hey, you good to go to the first 15?" Me.
Yeah. There's a couple questions on this to just clear right now as we see up here. Who's the main event of this fight?
Who's the main event?
Yeah.
It's the gentleman sitting next to you.
Mate, that's not going to work for me.
you in a green room?
I'm not going to sell out O2 for them guys to be the main event. So
Waterfront.
I'm not going to be like cheap support to these guys. We need to change that. I'm bringing water, so I'm not playing that. I'm not going to be cheap support. Simple as. We're not going on box office because these guys wouldn't sell box office by themselves, so fuck that.
Yeah, that's where it
Why would
starts.
you give me a main event or pull me out of the fucking show?
Okay. Let's talk about that fight.
Like, no, I'm just being serious. You're trying to bombard me like you want me to sell it out to my London crowd, my London fans, and then you want to put these little guys, nobody knows about them, on my show, and then trying to mug me off. Fuck that. I'm being serious. Okay? You know this is not right. Yeah, you did. Fucking Muhammad Ali trophy. Nobody gives a fuck about it no more.
You know what I love? When there's another promoter who's come over, the American promoter, he tries to speak. Derek shuts him down. It's so great. Please get that when Sarlan's speaking. Can you fast forward a bit?
To when who's speaking?
When Sarlan's speaking.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, when he's just
Just a wee white guy?
Yeah.
Or the other fighter?
No, the other promoter.
My thoughts are two fantastic fights, and the crowd and the
he's just after
consumers
it,
and the customers, and everyone's going to be happy. So let's get on with it.
Yeah, we're gonna get on with it. Until you tell me, am I gonna be the main event? If I'm not, give me more money, and then we can get to business. I'm sorry for doing this right now, but I feel like you just fucking.
Not ideal
What's
timing,
funny,
Derek.
David Hay, his promoter's like,
That is it.
Calla, over to you.
here he
Talk
is,
about
listen to this.
the Ali Trophy.
Nobody gives a fuck about Ali Trophy, man. It's past date, man. The heavyweights are back now. You know, Mike Tyson said it. When AJ knocked out Klitschko, he said, no more money to the small guys. The money's gone back to the heavyweights, yeah? And that's it, yeah?
Chisora
We
always
haven't
gets
read about
knocked
the
out.
Ali Trophy for the last 6 months. And then now they want to jump on our fucking show.
Wait till the other guy
On
speaks.
Sky
Till it's coming
because
now.
something else is going on. Fuck that. Give
Fuck
me more
that.
money and we can get to business. If you can't, just tell me you can't.
Right, I'll introduce the fighters. The number
Biggest
two
moment of
seed,
this guy's life,
IBF
right?
world champion, the Tartan Tornado, with a perfect record of 15-0,
sure
and
it's here?
someone who
Just after him.
has
Well,
beaten on his way here two
Tell him to go box in fucking Glasgow, mate. You can sell out Glasgow, let's see it, and if people go buy those tickets
Wait
in
till he wants
Glasgow,
his
that's
back
it,
over.
man.
So you let me do my thing, and you talk to
Fuck
Eddie later?
off.
I'm excited to come over here.
Yeah, here it is.
This is, something I've been wanting, for a long time.
Derek's gone.
Sam, welcome. Thanks for making the trip.
Derek's away. So good. Yeah, I love that, and I'm definitely going to put a video up on Instagram just written whenever I find that in that headline.
Fuck off.
Fuck off. He says fuck off different 10
Fuck
times.
off, yeah.
Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off.
He's not happy, but he does have a point.
Yeah.
People are there wanting to see Chisora and Parker. They don't give a fuck about progress.
Yeah, I love that.
But it's the fact he just mugs off the poor guy's masculinity as well.
Yeah.
He's like, they don't want the wee boys, they want the heavyweights. That was very enjoyable. I like that a lot from Derek.
Really enjoyable.
What do you think of that, Ben? First time hearing it?
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's belligerent. Very NBC.
We get totally off subject. Mindhunter. I've seen half an episode of it. Is something I should pursue with. Is it good? Will I like the characters in it? Will I find...
Whoa, having a heart attack.
Will I see any personality traits in the serial killers and go, yes, that's like me?
Yeah, I think a lot of us have serial killer personalities in some capacity, don't we?
Well, don't grit your teeth and say that to me. Creepy guy.
Hey,
Your teeth are near, like, if you grit your teeth anymore, they'll just fall out. They look kind of loose.
my teeth are tight. They're wide and spaced. But
Your
they're
teeth
tight.
look like a pub piano bar that, like, they should replace it and just get a new piano.
Your teeth look like an old cemetery, just crushed together and
They're not.
yellow.
They're not. My teeth are so white.
Yeah, if you're colorblind.
No, they're so white,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Why are you doing this, then?
What?
They're really white. What are you even talking about? Fuck you. Yeah, man.
Why-
I think you like Minder.
No, Mindhunter.
What?
Yeah. Why did you want to talk about Gemma Collins?
Because
You two finally got a major collab going on?
yeah, you please know we're releasing a hair brand, hair extensions. I'm gonna be sporting them again. They don't cover the ball patch, so I'll be mugged off. But yeah, no, I've been watching her show, Diva Forever.
Diva forever, I'll be waiting.
Louis Tomlinson's cover, everlasting. But it's actually just, I just like you. You would like.
So
Gemma
tell me
Collins.
about Diva. Sell Diva Forever to me. I do know who Gemma Collins is. I haven't seen her on. a
Gemma
program.
Collins is a reality star.
Yes.
From the New West Essex, who's lost the run of herself, who thinks she's going to Hollywood to
She lost
crack
loads
it.
of weight.
Nah, she's still fat. But she basically, it's just following her life for a while, and she ends up dumping Arj, who's just a big pig, and then she goes to LA.
You're so into the program. I would have been like, yeah, she breaks up with her boyfriend. You're like, she breaks up with Arj. She's a fat pig anyway.
But hey, she goes to LA. Who's her hookup in LA? Who does she go there to hang out with? And then whose life does she wreck for the last 3 episodes of the show?
I don't know.
Which is just
Mark
bickering.
Wright. Was he in the Only Way Essex?
No, he's a guy who has been referenced. Do you know? A guy who's been
Oh,
referenced.
so I'm the only one here who doesn't watch
Have you
Diva
watched it?
Forever.
Nobody knows, right? The guy's been referenced in early BoyTown. You consider him very cum.
Liberace, he's dead.
It's not him. He's a guy who goes by his real name
I know.
and also goes by a new made-up name that he made up for himself. Do you wanna?
Could it be friend of the show? Jonathan Chabon,
Correct. Food god.
Kim Kardashian's friend.
Yeah.
Isn't that why he's famous?
Oh, but he's food god now.
What do you mean?
Like, it's just what he calls himself, food god.
Is he a chef?
I just think he loves eating food. it's a very NBC
That's what
title,
he's famous
yeah.
for, yeah.
But he's known as food god. What was great, she was over there basically.
I'm known as Bathman.
But what's great is
I'm Bathman.
I'm gonna call you Bathman from now on.
You know why?
Why?
Because I draw baths.
That's in run them.
Yes.
Okay, Bathman. But Shane Todd, aka Bathman. But he brings Gemma out there. But Gemma's always late to everything to do. She's mugging him off. Shaban's trying to buy a house.
Okay.
And Gemma's walking around like with the state agent being like, he'll take it. And he's like, nah. He's like, Gemma, shush. And he's like, can you imagine, Jonathan? We could just be here drinking cocktails. And he's like, stop it.
Still, he's from the West?
Stop it.
Stop it.
So then she smokes him off the whole time, which is very funny.
Could you be married to somebody with that was like, oh my god, mommy, stop it? Like, girl who spoke like that? Do you
No,
like that?
because you can't be married to more than one person.
Yeah, but if you weren't married, your wife, like when your wife leaves you, imagine that time.
Nah, I'll probably just string myself up, to be fair, if that happens. Only joke. I don't know, honestly, if it does happen. I might. But, you know
I
what?
think if your wife left you, you would get a boat. I would say you living on a barge.
The Belfast
With
barge. With Arch and a barge.
Yeah.
Well, hey, there's a reality show. If any you producers out there.
Hello, Netflix.
Yeah.
Hey.
And I could do the voiceover. Ar's a big fat pig. And now I'm just living in a barge.
I never told you about this, right? But I used to go out with Arch. No,
No.
This isn't even that long ago, so it's way more embarrassing. Like, if I did this at like the very start of my career, you'd go, oh yeah, fair, you'd do silly things like that. I auditioned to do a voiceover for something not that long ago on BBC, and I never had a flip. It's not like a natural thing for me. Someone told me about a program they were making. I went, that sounds good, who's doing the voiceover? He goes, I don't know. He said he was auditioning people for voiceover. I said, can I have a go at that?
Yeah.
Just for the crack? He goes, yeah. I would go into the studio and say, for example, the script is like now this is me doing the voiceover, I'm going to do it in a second. Say the script is the fantastic North Coast, one of Northern Ireland's most famous tourist destinations. I would go, the famous North Coast, one of Northern Ireland's most popular tourist destinations. Say the next sentence was thousands flock here every year. I would go, thousands flock here every year. Every single sentence I did followed the same bit. And then came down at the end. And it rose, and it went down at the end. And then the next one rose, and it went down at the end.
Let me try and have sex.
And guess what, man?
What?
I didn't get it.
No. But what way should you have done it?
I don't know. I think you're supposed to like save those. You're supposed to. There's an art to the voiceover. Was there anything you like? Did you ever audition or apply for anything like when you started doing like comedy or acting that you look back on and go, thank fuck?
The harp ad, remember that?
Well, me and you auditioned for the harp ad. Me and Dave auditioned for a harp ad.
Have we not spoken about this before?
No.
Look at what she loves it.
And you're going to have to fill me in a little bit on the details.
Right, okay, you tell a story and I'll just fill
Because
it
I've
in.
fucked so many auditions in my life. They all blend into one. So, wasn't it in the Europa?
Yeah.
And they were seeing people in pairs, so me and you went in. And
These two dickheads.
Mickey Bartlett got one of these roles. And we had to, like, if memory serves me right, we had to pretend to move imaginary, like, concrete beams
like
around the room.
beams. Yeah, it's bizarre.
And there was talking in it.
Yeah. Like what we just did,
So-
the
so
Chuckle Brothers.
tell me what
to me,
happened.
to you,
Yeah.
to me. But then we had to pretend we were drinking harp.
That's right. We had to pretend we were drinking fake pints that weren't in our hands.
So we were just...
And I couldn't take that seriously. And I started laughing. And then he started laughing. But it was wrecking the audition.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like weird banter with the casting people?
Yeah,
as
they were
well?
like, guys, just do it right.
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, okay.
Yeah, we started under my... I think what it was is we knew early doors that we had not got the role. But we...
Try to rewrite the script, we didn't like it.
You call me, I'm not responding to my name, say I'm called Mike in it, and I'm like, it's Bathman.
I'm like, I'm Caesar.
Bathman says, drink hop, you bastard.
But in all seriousness, when it ended and we had to leave,
Oh, yeah.
I walked out.
That's the funniest thing you've ever done in your life.
And handed my pint, which didn't exist.
You gave it back to
The casting director. I was like, cheers, mate, I'm off. There you go.
Where was the shittest banter? Because I think I said to him, I'm going to drive. I was like, hopefully I'm going to pull it over on the way home.
Never got called back again.
During the sweet thing is, it was so much money for
I
that
know.
ad.
I know. It's like 15 grand.
Yeah, and you just had to say a line.
Well,
Sure,
for
was
a
it-
man
what-
who's good at lying.
What is it? Because Mickey will say it sometimes for a laugh, even nowadays.
You should have told me that from the start.
Should have told me that from the start. Yeah. That's it. And like I remember me and you just before we went into the room doing it really well,
Yeah.
and then I I could have told you that from the start.
That's
And
it.
then I've gone in. I was like, could have told you that from the start. And I
And
just
went,
couldn't.
you could have told me that from the start. What are you talking about?
You're talking about Willis.
Take my pants, I'm leaving.
But that's why you got a role in Captain Phillips.
The most uncouth Somalian trying to get on a boat. Fuck. Give us a hand. Give me a hand. I am stuck. I need to talk to the boat. Let me know. Balix, I am going to the water. Oh.
I'm the captain now, so I am, mate.
For sake. Can't feel like it, you know. I'm just gonna go here. I have never driven a boat before in my life. What do I do? Oh, do I have a handbrake? Do I have a handbrake? Oh, whoa. Ben, hope you've set some time aside for editing here, because this...
Oh, fuck. Well, that's this week's video clip. Oh, my good God. Dear Lord, sorry about that, people, but, you know, it is what it is. I think before we do listeners' questions, well, we do have a news story as well.
Oh.
We've got a lot to get through, basically, so what I'm saying is let's plug some stuff.
Yeah.
Can I kick off by plugging the remaining tour dates that I have? Which are as follows, and I'm doing that thing where you don't have the information at hand.
I can talk briefly about my tour, because it's kind of like Derek Chisora on that front.
No.
I need to speak to the promoters and be like, have you got my fucking dates?
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
Okay, I am in the Anchor Bar in Newcastle this Friday the 13th. There is...
Unlucky for some.
You can see on their website how many tickets are left for shows, and when I say there's like 13 left, there is, you can see it.
For Friday the 13th, that's a lot of omens.
Friday the 20th, I'm in the Brea Ballymena, which may be sold out, I think. Oh, there's like 10 tickets left. Saturday 21st, Lisburn Island Arts Centre in the big room.
Boo.
That's going to be great. Sunday the 22nd, Dundalk. Still think we might be on 8 tickets sold for Dundalk in 180 capacity room. Do you want to do sports for that, just for the crack?
When is it? What date?
Sunday the 22nd of this month.
I don't know. I need to
Well,
check.
you're down in Dublin with me on the 24th, so if you want to come and see the two boys, and Aaron Butler's coming down, 24th of this month. It's a Tuesday night, Whelan's in Dublin. It's the only Dublin show I'm doing. 26th, I'm in Theatre at the Mill, Newton Abbey. 27th, the Bank Newry. Saturday 28th, the Waterfront Hall. I think today the Waterfront potentially sold out, but I'll get confirmation on that. Friday the 4th.
Sold out, are you going to do a wee video?
When it does sold out.
When it does sell out, sorry.
Saying what?
Just with your shirt off, flexing. I'd like you to do that.
Probably, yeah.
Pony Place by
Genuine,
that'd be nice.
Couple more. October, Friday the 4th, Riverside Theatre, Coleraine. That sold out last year, and now students are back. Tickets will probably go hard for that.
Yeah, students are wee wankers, aren't they?
The 5th of October, Daly's in Oma. The 18th, Ardoin Theatre in Enniskillen. And that is what it is.
Pretty cold.
And all the boys are doing shows. Alright, you've got Colin Geddes doing a second night in the SSE. First night sold out, no bother. Second night, tickets still on sale. Mickey Bartlett's doing the Ulster Hall.
Oh, that's maybe what I'm doing on that date.
Yes.
Is his Ulster
We're doing a
Hall.
big charity gig. It's on the Limelight comedy page. Can't remember the date off the top of my head.
6th of October.
Kieran Bartlett's organising that for a brilliant cause.
Thank
And
you so
then
much, guy.
your
Everyone-
tour.
Ben.
Well done, Ben.
Yeah.
Your tour. While you do that, I'll tell people about it. Dave Elliott's announcing his tour hopefully next week.
Well, I should have announced it today,
Right.
but unfortunately I'm not able to do that. So it'll definitely be announced next week.
Okay, it's
But
on.
also, if I'm doing my live Weird podcast on the 29th of September, so tickets are on the Black Box website. It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time.
And the last thing,
Pug Uglies is back. Well, I gotta stop doing that weird audition voice. And Pug Uglies is back on the 19th of September, which, if anybody out there knows, it's David Seaman, ex-Arsenal and England goalkeeper's birthday. He's not going to be there or anything about it, but it'll be a good time. Colin Geddes is doing a work in progress of his Safe Space show, so it'll be worth seeing.
At your podcast?
No, not my podcast.
Oh, Pugs?
Pugs.
Sorry,
yeah.
shoot.
And his support's coming from Farm Boy, Mark McCartney. So it'll be a good day.
I did a sketch with Mark McCartney last week.
It was a good time.
Very good time.
There's also a boy on doing an open spot from Australia called Taco. Don't know who that guy is, but he messaged me and he'd come away from Australia, so I felt sly not offering him a gig.
Is this true?
Yeah.
Have you seen any of his stuff?
He sent me a link, but have I watched it? Nish. So, I mean...
So he could be terrible or brilliant.
Yeah.
But hopefully he's brilliant and I'll go down. I'll enjoy that night.
Yeah,
If
but
I'm-
that's...
Am I around?
Well, I hope so.
When is it? Next Thursday?
The 19th, yeah.
I really want to come down to that.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to come down to that.
Because we're going to juice up at the back. Just you and me having a couple of juices, not taking steroids, and watching Colin Comedy.
Yeah,
which is
I'm
a name
gonna-
I've said to Colin he should rename himself Colin Comedy, and he said no. So
I think I'm going to be there.
why? What else is in your diary, Mr. Conflict?
Because from the 20th, then I'm basically gigging every night until Waterfront.
Aye, so you need to spend some QT with the wifey.
Quality. Anyway, I got to
Oh.
talk about something before we move on to listeners' questions. And I'm letting you know that at 25 past 8, I'm running out the door.
Okay, so let's get Chippity Chopper.
If there's stuff for you to wrap up,
Yeah, we need to
do
apologise for the listeners because listeners' questions going to be swift today.
yeah.
Chippity Chop, bagpipe.
Uh,
I'll get the listeners' questions ready.
that's weird.
I'm a weird guy.
I'm a motherfucking weird guy.
Baby, look at my cock.
Right, so this news story called Both Our Eyes,
Yeah.
as in both eyes, both our sets of
our
eyes.
sets.
The headline is just this, and you say you've only seen this picture, you don't know a lot about this article, so let me fill you in the words of Craig David. Can you fill me in? Headline is this: child filmed smoking at football matches, actually 36. Which, if it was just that by itself, already
Great story.
funny. Way funnier when you see him. Okay, so
I mean,
he's at a Turkish football game. Ben, you can hopefully put these images up. A video of a child smoking during a charity football match to raise funds for cancer. Okay. Shocked social media users and football fans. Turkish football fans immediately took to Twitter to identify the inverted commas boy. However, all is not what it seems. After a campaign to track the boy down, it discovered he is actually a 36-year-old man, local media reported.
oh no.
Those who had tuned in to watch Turkish sides, blah blah, were outraged after a boy was spotted taking a drag from the cigarette by matchday cameras before the players came out to the pitch. And I mean, to think a child would be smoking at this day and age at a football match, terrible. Just
Yeah.
vape, kids.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's way easier. Sat beside the child, the boy wearing a green Bursa Sport scarf stares into the distance and lets out a puff of smoke from his mouth. Spoon public place against the law. Blah
Oh,
blah.
no,
So they
terrible.
track this boy down, and it turns out that he's actually just like
At his work, he works in a garage.
he's a 36-year-old man, and he's actually sitting beside his boy. But then a lot of people are basically being like, nah, the reason that's not true is probably because if you keep looking at it, he is a little boy, like.
Yeah.
So he's either a little boy or he's a dad.
Yeah.
But
But hey, see when you have kids, people have the exact same problem. They'll be like, why is this little boy driving this other little boy around? And then you'll be like, by that stage,
when
you're
me and my
probably
future son are out
46, yeah.
and we're driving, what are people going to think?
They'll be like, why is this boy driving his mate? Have they done a jack? Have they jacked somebody in the city centre? What's going on here? And you'll be cruising around in Bentley. Be like, where'd you get this Bentley from, boy? And you'll be like, it's mine, darling. Whistle. And by that stage, you'll have had surgery to look more like a boy. Because for some reason, you'll be like, I have wrinkles. I've got crow's feet.
I dropped my son off to P1 and they're like, great to have you both here, boys.
You'll be like,
They're like, I think we know one of you is lying. And I'm like, yes, he needs to leave.
And your son will look exactly like the young Lauren Harris. Which is a little boy.
Antiques expert son.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd like you to bring up your son with that etiquette.
that.
Because say that's one thing that I think is good with you, and I can't criticize you for, is your etiquette. You're a guy that is very good with etiquette, and I think that you'll teach that to your children.
For example, in Italy, lean forward, this very good etiquette.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, it's not good etiquette, just grabbing dicks. You know, so you need to make sure you get that out of your system before you have any children. Not that you'll grab children's dicks, but other, you know, you can take the spot out of the tiger's leaps, but you can't dive over the fountain. Eric Cantona, 2017. But guys, listeners' questions, shall we?
Yeah, let's get
Do you want me to Instagram it up and you can
you get both,
Twitter?
man, that's what it is.
Do you like to be? Would you like to be called the Twitter twat?
No.
Well, I think you should do a new account.
I'll be the Instagram idiot.
Oh, it's terrible, but I like
Yeah,
it.
I know.
Oh man, you know it's so shit. Whenever you get asked so many questions, you don't know where they start. Oh well, I'll start with Marker, which could just be Mark Kerr. Said, "What's happening, Weedlegeen and the Laddington Bear? Who has been your favourite fictional character created on the podcast?"
Alan Todd, the Spanish Singers.
Yeah, Alan Todd's up there.
No, for me it's one of your creations, the mythical creature, the Pittenveen.
Oh, the Pittenveen. That's a very niche memory. You know who would I really enjoy? I tell you who I don't like. I don't like the old Campbellian tinfoil hat guy.
Yeah, tinfoil hat.
What is the old man that used to order books made of meat?
Yes.
I'm a very old man.
Percy.
I can't even remember.
Perry Comeover.
Perry Comeover, yeah.
Perry Comeover, the
was
very
my
old
favourite.
man.
And who else did you do that was very...
From Count of Bottles.
Fucking chocolate rats.
What was he called?
What was he called?
Maybe he didn't even have a name.
Oh, he had a name. Oh, fuck. What was his name? Oh, I can't even remember.
Anyway, that was good.
But that was great.
Also, if you like the Spanish Singers, you might see them in the flesh and for a video. We do it next week.
Yeah, we'll do that next week. Oh, whoa. Hey there, Robert Mugabe guys. I'm sure you've heard the news of the death of one of our dearly beloved weird dudes. That's right, you've guessed it. Our dear pal and Doctor Who writer Terence Dix has sadly passed away, and nerds everywhere probably don't give a fuck. But what I want to know is, if you had to be the joint dictators of any country and adopt the ethnicity of said country, which country would it be? Also, what bespoke rules would I be given as one of the lucky citizens?
Hey, man, you'd be the dictator.
Yeah, which should be something. But
so if we could be dictators of any country,
yeah, I mean, I think right now,
Isle of Man.
But we would change the A to an E, and it'd be the Isle of Man, and it'd become like very erotic.
Yeah,
we'd also be like we'd be nuking the sky to bring on global warming just in the Isle of Man, so people could walk around like it's a tropical paradise. You could just walk around.
What do you think the weather in the Isle of Man is like on the regular?
It's brisk. I would say. I mean, it's going to be cold. Have you ever been to the Isle of Man?
I have.
What the only person's ever been? What was? What did you say the weather's like there, guy? You know.
I went over with my dad to watch the Isle of Man TT.
Oh no.
And I mean, I can't really remember too much of it.
Because he drugged you, or what?
Yeah, to take me to the TT, of course. I just remember going to see James and the Giant Peach in a cinema in Ramsey in Isle of Man.
Ramsey?
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay?
No, it's a city, dude.
Oh, right, sorry.
Or something.
Like, what a weird thing. I went to see a TT, James and Giant Peach, and Gordon Ramsay. It's great.
Should we go to the Isle of Man just for a BoyTown trip?
Well, I mean, yeah, we could do a Patreon podcast on it. That'd be really
Should
weird.
we do Patreon podcasts in weird places?
I'd be up for it.
And we just send the location to the Patreon people. And it may be in this country, it may not.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to go, you can go. And the first one's in the Isle of Man. Do the Patreon weirdos want that? Let me know.
Helena said, what's the pre-gig routines? Do you have any lucky pants or favourite meals or anything beforehand? I mean,
By the way, first of all, the most normal question we've ever had in the history of doing this podcast.
And it's good. I like that from her.
Pre-gig, either a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, just like a warm drink before I go on. No, if I'm doing a bigger solo show, I like to break bread with some funny people. Mm-hmm. About a couple hours before I go on stage. I like to be in a relaxed environment with laughter. Mm-hmm. And then I like to iron, as you know, my top that I'm going to wear before I go on. But no lucky outfits, really. I wear a watch just so I can watch my stage time. Mm-hmm. You?
I like to poo. Anytime before a gig, I like to get in early, see the arena that I'm playing in, the stage, the area.
That's why you like to book gigs regularly, because you'll only poo just for a gig. So if you go through like 2 weeks without a gig, very backed up. Yeah. You put a cork in it.
I'm the backed up boy. It's not a good look.
No.
But I like to do that, and I also like to write my set on a bit of paper, even though I know it's just a thing to like.
Yeah. I
feel like the last minute notes just bury it into my head. But yeah. And also, just be funny. I like to go to myself, be funny, mister. But that was a good question, Helen. Thank you very much for that. And again, I'm sure the next question will be...
I like to also run stuff by the promoters, like, I'm at a fucking headline. Fuck off.
Well, we know about SS Todd, but what would the steamship BoyTown look like, and who's being invited on 2x2? Hey, I'm just going to straight up say, I think we've covered the ship today. You know, we're going to be pirates. We're going to be Somalian pirates, and we're going to just start going around kidnapping stuff.
I used to have a joke about Somalian pirates. and I really, really wish I could remember it. It was a decent bit of stand-up around the time they were nicking
Garnet
ships.
Sunflower. That was the name of your
Garnet
character.
Sunflower. Fuck, what was that Somalian parrot joke I had? Oh, fuck, I can't remember.
Sarah Gray said, seen Shane at his Mahara Felt show and I loved it.
Thank you. Lovely show.
Was wondering what was the weirdest thing an audience member has done to you during a show?
Nothing really jumps out too out of the ordinary. Like, I've had fights in a crowd
Oh, I
before.
thought you meant like with people.
No. Why are you not laughing? Kuchos?
Doris laughing we're done. Don't isolate that.
I don't know. First of all, that show was actually great crack. Thank you for coming.
Why I get so nervous? Yeah, that shit was really.
I really just want to. Surely I should have examples of stuff that has happened that's been
Man,
weird.
I could step in.
Go
I
ahead.
don't want to diss this particular company, but there's a pack of wankers in Pug Uglies from Deloitte one time. Ignorant, rude,
Oh, I wasn't
obnoxious
there.
people. Yeah, anyway, they wrecked the whole night for everyone. Threw them out, refused to go. Then they got Lippy the bouncer and got fucked out. Then I had another comedian who just so happened to be transgendered who watched one of my bits and called me homophobic. Because I was talking, literally just mentioned the word grinder.
Just while you were on stage.
Yeah, and she stood up, albeit she was referring to disabled people on her whole set as window lickers. So I mean, if you want to be offensive, but she
And you
stood
didn't
up.
get offended at that.
No, I didn't because I agreed. But she stood up, what are you joking? And shouted during the set, "Homophobic!" And what? Homophobic! And what? You're being homophobic! And I was like, I'm not. And she went, no, my friend died because of this. And I was like, because of my stand-up? Or? And she went, ah! Just left. That was pretty dramatic. And what was weird was my next joke was probably veering on being a little bit racist. So it was awkward for the audience to be like,
The only real weird one I've had is trying to kick someone out of a Fringe show about 5 years ago.
what's the one I was at? When the drunk girl came
Yes.
up and she was like, but you invited me up here? And you were like, what? And she was like, why are you trying to throw me out when you invited me up here?
This is in Edinburgh.
Yeah, I tried to do Scottish, but I don't know what the fuck came out there.
In when I was doing Pleasance.
Yeah,
In the
you
10 past 12 show.
were doing a gig and she was like talking and you were like,
Oh,
don't
because I
fuck up."
fired the whole
Yeah.
group to get them in.
And
Yeah,
she was
fuck,
like,
that was that.
but surely I'm allowed to speak because you invited me here.
Yeah,
You're like, nah, that's not how it works. I wanted you to come see my show, but you invited me here.
yeah. Fuck, that was so... Do you know,
Yeah.
they were like beyond drunk and it was a 10 past 12 midnight show. Fuck. And security guy came in and didn't do anything about
He
it.
sat beside her and was like, all right, man, carry on.
Yeah.
And she was like,
Fuck, that was
you
annoying.
invited me here, and you were so annoyed. And I was like, there watching the audience because I do that sometimes.
And I just went.
checked.
I just went road, road.
Marcus Brors has said, hola, hola, hola to the Spanish narrator and the Boyd Creaky. Since Brexit is all you hear about these days, using your vast knowledge of the EU,
Yes.
what would be the top 5 most cum countries in Europe and who would their leaders be? Shane, congratulations again on the BBC show, although I haven't watched it. I'm sure it's brilliant.
Fuck off then. Watch it. What? Marcus Brothers isn't that busy. He can't take half an hour of his day and watch it.
Because he hasn't watched your show, we should answer his question. What about that?
Yeah.
Oh, meow. Okay, on to the next one. Daniel Donaghy.
What if he's like, oh man, just had an operation on my eyes, literally can't watch it, but I've listened to the audio 6 times.
We'll answer it next week.
Yeah.
Daniel Donaghy said, I work in a cool cafe in Dwar, which is, of course, it's a weird way to say Derry because everyone knows in Irish, Derry is Derry-ish. What would your favourite lunch be?
Do you think...
By the way, Daniel Donaghy.
Do you ever think about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
People have different views on whether, Ireland should be united and whether it shouldn't. Do you ever think about this?
What?
There'll be people, like, at the end of their lives when they're very old, with their grandkids around them in hospital taking their last breath,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll want to talk about what they did for their side of the cause.
Mm-hmm.
And some guy will just be like, grandkids, just remember what I did to try and unite this Ireland. And they'll go, what did you do, Granda? And in his last breath he'll go, I spray painted over a sign in the motorway. Spray painted over the London bit.
You know what I thought you were
And they'll all
going
go,
to do?
thank you.
I thought you were going to go, and he's lying there in bed. You know what I did for the cause? And he went, what is it, Granda? And and just died. Just about to die real hard. Oh, bollocks. I shit myself. So fucking juvenile. Sorry.
I was in Dwar, Derry, Londonderry, Stroke City, Greater Dungiven. I was in it twice in the space of 3 days.
Oh,
so there you go.
So was I. But hey, when you were in Derry, did you see Peter E. Davidson?
Yes.
Oh, well, there you go, because I did as well. I was gonna say. Yeah, but I did Brickworks there last week, and it was great.
I did the Nerve Centre. Good fun. The only thing I'll say is this.
Mm-hmm.
I felt...
Say it to the people.
The only thing I'll say is this. I felt far away from the audience.
Yeah. I like an audience to be in stage dive distance, just in case I'm feeling it.
Well, that London gig I did a few weeks ago, the audience were literally nose to nose with me.
Did you like any noses?
No, just did Eskimo.
Yeah, you know what I always say? Can we Eskimo kiss?
What?
And then they go put their nose to rub, and I just snog the fuck out of their nose. I don't know. Dirty bastard. Right, Curtis Kenny has said,
5 minutes.
evening to the Papa Bear and his sidekick, Mr. Spangly Hands. That's not funny.
Never
but it's-
again. All that's offensive.
If you were to host a BoyTown dinner party, who would be invited and what
Andrew.
the signature guest would be?
A BoyTown dinner party? I think we've had this before. Who would our guests be? Or guest?
No, let's just say what we would cook. Because you're in a real rush to go to a gig here because I was late, soz.
Well, if it's a
Um,
BoyTown dinner party,
Just loads of sausage.
yeah,
Boy George would be there.
sausage and milk.
David Guest would be embalmed in the corner in a glass case. And then once we'd had a few drinks, we'd
David's dead.
try and get David to dance, but obviously he couldn't be able to because he'd be dead. And it'd be very disrespectful. But, cheers, Curtis. Oh, wow, the big hunk, Michael O'Neill, with a very sexy photo.
Oh,
has
don't mind
said,
if I do.
Good evening, you succulent, salivating sodomites.
Right
It
back
is I,
at you.
Michael O'Neill, and hey, whoa, guy, not the Northern Ireland manager. Myself and my partner, it could be Demi or it could be Demi. I'm going to say Demi because I'm stupid. Me and my partner Demi have some great news to inform the villagers of BoyTown. We're having a little baby girl,
Nice.
but then he's ruined it.
Call her BoyTown.
No, he said we're having a little baby girl for Alan Todd to drink bitter with. But we have a huge dilemma. We can't agree on a name. So we propose a question to yourselves.
Yeah.
Could you provide us some creme fraiche bespoke names? Many thanks to the O'Neills.
Here's what you do, guys. You stand over what you say. You practice what you preach. You put your money where your mouth is. You let us go to the council office with the birth certificate, and then you just give us a pen and leave the room, and you will show everyone. You will show the world. You will introduce them to Good Morning O'Neill, and I think that's fair.
Do you want to play a game? You say a name, I say a name, you say a name, I say a name, done, and that's what we call them.
Yeah.
You start.
Vanderlei,
Jermaine,
POTUS,
Cran, O'Neill. There you go.
done.
That's a great question, and congratulations on the news, my man.
Yep.
And
nice.
hopefully you do manage Northern Ireland one day. That'd be great.
Yep.
Paddy McAllister has said, how did the NBC feel about Stevie Nolan calling him a young buck on the radio?
I've been called worse. I've been called a lot worse, and I just took it as a serious compliment.
Oh no,
Need
it's
to
a
shout out back to the Nolan Meister 3000.
question from Leanne. I'll take this one. Dia Aguit, Papa Bear, the Human ATM, and Snake Rat Ben. When I was young and in hindsight very bored,
Scooter.
I enjoyed a joke book, especially the Three Paddies. What was your favourite jokes as children? Slan.
Slam. My favorite joke whenever I was a kid. That one I told you about. No, I did. Fuck. I don't have to. I honestly don't have time to.
Hey,
Gotta save my jokes so I can get paid for them.
my
But,
favourite child joke was, what sort of bees make milk? Boobies.
On that note, I gotta go.
Yeah, okay.
you
Man,
you answer the rest
I
of these
will
yourself.
answer the rest of them, everybody. Shane Todd, thanks for joining
Yeah.
us today, guys.
Aw.
Climb under the table.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
Do a geesh. What?
If I climbed on the table, I'd be like Margot Robbie. You'd be like Leo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh no, I thought you meant Margot Robbie and Leo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Listeners, viewers, it's been a pleasure.
Here,
Thank
should
you.
we make
Come
a
see me on
parody?
tour.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and just be about us going about our day-to-day life.
Just going to the butcher's
Yeah.
to get some chops
Bone
off
broth,
Stevie.
yeah.
Right, lads.
How are you getting out right enough? Up, Alex.
I'll be
There
alright.
you are, safe in houses, man. Let me know how your wee gig goes.
Yeah, well.
Ugh.
We'll talk to you then.
Oh, no.
much.
Here you go.
Do you want me and Ben have other things to discuss? So we'll do it later.
Oh, what is it? Is it to discuss you two?
Yeah, private things.
You're going to tell me, or I'm going to lock you in here dead. Right, guys, I'll carry on the remainder of the podcast because I'm a good guy. James Quinn has said, "Good morning, fellas. What has been some of your strangest fan encounters?" It's so weird that his chair is just empty. Ben, can you do a wee bit where it's just like in Big Brother, where you see where things have taken place and then voiceovers happen? I'll just be quiet for a second and let that happen.
He goes, the cunt grabbed me by the throat, and then he had me up, and then I threw a dig at him, and then he's given me some scenery, knocked my tooth out, and he goes, mental, isn't it? And I went, yeah.
There you go. That's pretty sweet. What was one of the strangest? I'll tell you my strangest fan encounter. I was drunk in a Maxwell garage after watching Snow Patrol at the Reward Park 3 gig, and some guy was in the queue behind me, and he goes to me, "Are you Dave Elliott?" And I went, "Yeah." And he goes, "Just need to tell you something." I went, "What's that, guy?" And he goes, "I was a Pug Uglies, and you were a pretty good in-between guy." And I went, "What?" And I think he meant MC or host. And then afterwards he went, "Oh, and also, you're much more athletic in real life." And I was like, "Hey, guy, if you're at Pug Uglies, that wasn't a hologram. You know, you saw me in real life." But I think what he meant was in my close personal space. Wiggy Dave says, why do you think you guys spend so much time talking about penises? Hey, let me have a look at your Wiggy Dave. You have hey man, you like the exact same piece of scenery. It appears in your Instagram. All you can verify that, just the exact same part of land, and you quite clearly like that part of land. You like that so much that it's all you post on your Instagram. So I would answer your question by saying, why do we spend so much time talking about penises? Because we like penises. We like looking at them. We like touching them. We like peeing out of them. We like jacking out of them. We just like them. They're the life source of the world. And hey, I want you, Wiggy, to put your hand on your pants right now and shake hands with your penis. And be grateful like I am. Oh man, Nathan Burke. I said, my ma seen Papa Bear in the restaurant in Bangor on Sunday. She's a bit starstruck when she saw you, and she forgot to get a photo and an autograph. Did you have a nice meal? Hey, listen, Nathan, I must be honest. Your mum said that you asked a question, and then she said the question that you asked was a question that was very like another Nathan that listens to my own podcast, Nathan Concelia. So I said I thought that was his mum. Apologies. It's Mrs. Burke, and guess what? She was a nice lady. She had a nice chat. And hey, I would have got a photo with her. It was weird that she didn't get it after chatting for that length of time. But I mean, she's a nice lady, and I'd be keen to see her again. Maybe take her for dinner myself. You know, if she leaves her family, I'll leave mine. We go for, you know, a nice bit of lasagna, some wine. All I'm saying is she's a good lady, and she's made a lovely child in you, sir. Let me see. Cameron McLean has come at us with, greetings, Cumlord. Simple enough question. I noticed it was actually Cumlord's, Ben, but I took the S off because there's just one solo Cumlord right now. Who are some of your favourite comedians of all time, and what are your thoughts on Chappelle's new special, or any of them on Netflix? My favourite comedians of all time are, it's tough. I like Dave Chappelle. His last special was great, but my favourites are probably, you know, just in terms of performance, not necessarily their own personal pastimes. Louis C.K. is one. I also quite enjoyed, I used to like Russell Brand a lot, but nowadays he's just fully like some sort of guru, and it's weird. I like Ricky Gervais. I like, who else do I like? I like Todd Barry. I like Dave Attell. I like Brent Morin. He's good. I like Jerry Seinfeld. I just like comedy, really, and as long as it's funny, I like it. But probably my favourites would be Ricky Gervais and Louis C.K. I would say. But I think Chappelle's new special was absolutely brilliant. I thought it was really, really, really funny. I think people complaining about it, hey, here's a message for you on behalf of Dave Chappelle. Fuck you. And you can respect Dave for that. But yeah, people just are too sensitive. Comedy is supposed to be provocative. And hey, see if what they say is offensive. It doesn't matter if it's funny. You know what I mean? It's a joke. It's not meant. You say stupid things. Ben's going to spend 6 hours editing this podcast because I've said some fucking ridiculous things during this podcast. And hey, is it because I'm on medication for a cold? Yeah, maybe. Am I the white male Roseanne Barr? Is Roseanne Barr white? Yeah. But hey, I've said some things on medication today. That's just what happens. But yeah, I didn't really like, to be fair, Chappelle's last 2 specials, if I'm totally honest. I felt he could... listen to me critiquing Dave Chappelle, of all people. But hey, Dave, rather than doing 2 hours that are quite good, just merge it and make one super one like the last one, Sticks and Stones, 10 out of 10. Would recommend. And then also, I'm going to actually go home and watch Bill Burr's special tonight, so I'm quite looking forward to that. Oh no, so gutted. Ronaldo sent a great question associated with a really great photo. Well, you big beautiful bitch boys, with Boris Johnson, old BJ himself, going completely off his nut in Parliament at losing his vote and sacking everyone, I'd like to know the last time either Papa Bear or little Lord Fauntleroy threw a proper hissy fit. And as you can see here, Ben, I'll send you this image. You can pop it up on the video podcast, please. It's a picture of little Lord Fauntleroy with yourself and myself featured. When did I properly throw a hissy fit? See, to be fair, I think I throw hissy fits on the regular. You know, I'm a very... When I throw a hissy fit, it's not a big deal. I'm over it quickly, but I throw them often. You know, I'm a diva, I guess. And if... You know, probably about local comedy. You know, probably about that. I throw hissy fits about. You know, and I just get frustrated because I feel like it's a real good scene right now and just, you know, how can we make the most of it? And sometimes I just get a wee bit sassy. Again, I'm on medication, so, and by medication I mean it's literally Benylin that I bought in a co-op. So I mean I'm not going to the doctor and I'm not actually, in case people are like, this guy seriously, I'm just being dramatic, fucking get over yourselves. Wankers. Onto the Twitter world. Ben, why have we got so many questions this week? Do you think it's because we asked the questions a bit later in the day? Maybe more people were on the phone, or else maybe Ben, the podcast, really just taking off again. People are loving it. What about that? Where are we at? Where do we start? Dave Shaw has said, weirder accent, Graham McDowell or Glenn's manager, Mick McDermott. Have you heard Mick McDermott's voice? I haven't yet, so I'm going to just say for that reason alone, it's got to be Graham McDowell. Phil McSee has said, Eric Clapton, Princess Diana, Naomi Campbell, Duran Duran, Kate Moss, Madonna, Elton John, Cher, Sting, Tupac Shakur. All of these stars were at Gianni Versace's funeral. What I want to know is, who would the boys want at their final service to make it as water as possible? Ooh. I mean, I'm going to make my service controversial. I'm going to have Sammy Wilson there, just because I think Sammy would be an interesting character to have. Do I have anything in common with Sammy and the DUP? Nope. But I mean, hey, it'd be entertaining. I would have Jazzman. You remember Jazzman, the lead singer of Babylon Zoo? Spaceman, I always wanted you to go. I'd invite the Bee Gees, because there's only one of them, so it'd be a fairly cheap invite. And who else would I invite? Obviously, Boy George would do a DJ set. I'd have Dan Bilzerian there, because I want people to think, oh, is that actually me that I've sorted myself out? Is he dead? Is he not? I don't know. I would probably invite Marilyn. I would invite Donald Trump. And I would invite... Probably, because I'm inviting Sammy Wilson, I'd invite Bernadette Makalinsky as well. Makalinsky, is that her name now? Bernadette Devlin she was, but I invite her because I think she would be good banter with Sammy. But I need to go to bed, I'm tired. But good question, Phil. Bapper, I can't even do it because I've lost my voice, you notice that? Listen, I can't even go, I'm trying to go high. I can't do it. Bon day, twat man in the dork night. Serious question, what's the worst thing on TV at the minute? Hey man, Peaky Blinders, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. There you go. It's shit. Is there anything else shit on TV at the minute? And probably anything my wife watches, because she watches the biggest load of shit. In fact, anytime the news is on, there you go. That's the biggest pile of shit on TV at the minute, because Brexit is also... it's just boring. You know, it's boring. I don't care. Either Brexit or don't Brexit. You know what I mean? Who gives a fuck anymore? We're all fucked anyway. Why do we care? And also, everyone here worrying about Brexit. We haven't had the government for like 6 years or whatever. So, hey, you'd be grand. Everyone will live. It's Skynet taking over and the Terminators rising up against us. That's what we want to be worried about. Glenn Lindsay, have you boys heard of the man, the myth, Masterlight recently? Did he make it out of that Thai prison, or are we not allowed to talk about it? Well, episode 150 of the BoyTown podcast is just around the corner, and there may or may not be a Masterlight performance. But again, we like to keep Masterlight very much under the light, very much under the cast of darkness. So whenever he finds the time to shine his light, it'll be a very, very exciting time. And last but not least, my favourite boy, Nathan Concilia. It said, "Oi boys, what are some of the boys' favourite cuisines from around the world, traditional or otherwise? Traditional Chinese tucker like century-old eggs, or gravy chip and chicken balls? Love, Nathan." You know what? To be fair, I haven't really had a load of like authentic foods. When I went on honeymoon to Budapest, which is actually 2 different places, Buda and Pest, split by the River Danube. A lot of people don't know that. I do. I would go as far as to say I got involved in Hungarian food, had some dumplings, had some chicken paprikash, enjoyed it. Other than that, I went to South Africa, got tucked into some old tucker. I had some ostrich, I had some alligator, which, hey, not nice, and I had some beef, which was nice. So I mean, basically what I'm saying is, ate the same animals all over the world. Other than that, I haven't really tried too many local cuisines because, you know, everybody knows I'm a right-wing guy. I vote for the right wing and I support... No, don't. Yeah, that's the end of the podcast, guys. We've come to the end of the questions. If you haven't already, become a Patreon. We're going to start doing more stuff off that whenever we can just sync our time a bit better. We're going to start doing sketches after the podcast. And then, all right, Ben? Oi, oi. And also, we've got a merch store on Facebook, which we're trying to work out the best way to use that merch store to get it out to you more. A lot of people buying merch at the minute. A lot of people walking around town looking sexy. So if you want to be sexy and you want to... Are you a loser? Are you a loner? Do you have to just beat off every night? Do you want to find love? Stick on some BoyTown merch and people will be hanging off you. So guys, it's been a fun podcast as per. Done.